Hi, I'm Caron Golden with Wine and Dine San Diego Radio, and we're going to be doing a video today with Kari Rich of Food Farm Food Truck, and we also have Maria Swanson from Fixtures Living, which is where we are doing our shows. Kari, what are we going to be making for us today?
We're going to be making some quinoa cakes with a vegan cheese sauce and a really interesting pesto.
Made of?
Arugula, kale, and basil.
Fantastic. So, where do we get started?
Okay, so what I have here is a mixture of quinoa. I have some jack cheese and some brown rice that I cooked with herbs, and it's cold. The key is cold. It binds really well when it's cold. And to that, I'm going to add some chopped cilantro, some chopped onions, bell pepper, kale. You could do anything you really want, actually.
So what would be some good substitutions if the kale isn't in season, for instance?
So when kale's not in season, I would do, for herb-wise, you could do parsley, you could do tarragon, you could do basil. Some of the lighter, leafier greens, though, they get a little, they'll lose their color in the cooking process. But you could do green bell peppers, you could do corn.
Okay, so it's just a mix of vegetables,
Yeah,
basically.
you could just do any mixture of vegetables that you happen to have on hand. Tiny diced carrots work great. So what I'm going to add to it is a little paprika as well, and a little cumin, as well as a little cornstarch to help and bind, and 2 eggs for this batch. My eggs will crack. Perfect. Ooh, perfect. Okay. So just mix this up until it gets all combined, and it should saturate really well. And then I use an ice cream scooper for uniformity and for portioning purposes in the kitchen, or in the restaurant at least. So there you go, and salt and pepper, and they're ready to go.
Okay, so this doesn't look like it is really, really moist.
No, it's
in terms of
no.
sticking
There's not too much egg in it. You can add more egg if you find that maybe they're falling apart a little bit and you don't mind that there's egg.
Okay.
More egg to the consistency, but the cheese in there as it melts is going to hold it together really well. So I have some hot oil. This is a really light olive oil, and I'm just going to press these down just a little bit so they can get cooking. How many people are we going to feed? How many should I do?
Oh, I would do, let's see, why don't you do 4 for now?
Okay.
We can share
So I'm going to do
also.
4.
I love that they're so colorful.
They really are, and they the kale actually will really keep its color as well. And I'm going to do 1 in here to try to keep it a watch on. So we can move that over. Okay, and while those, so I would say probably 3 minutes on each side. So we'll keep an eye on
What
those.
are we looking for? Browning on both sides?
Yeah, you want a golden color, and you also want to be able to move them with ease, and that'll ensure that the cheese has started to melt and that they're becoming a cake, essentially.
All right.
So we're going to skip this. I lightly pickled some tomatoes for the salad to garnish with. And in here I have, this is for the pesto. So I'm going to do almonds. I have Parmesan cheese and garlic, and I'm going to blend this first.
Now you said this is vegan, so is this part
This
not
is a vegan. This part is not vegan. So I have a vegan cheese sauce.
Okay.
It's a vegetarian dish, but that's it. You could leave cheese out of all of these if you really wanted to.
I didn't want to confuse anybody.
No. They call it a vegan cheese sauce, but it's really like a thin hummus.
Okay.
So I'm just I blended the nuts and the cheese, and I'm gonna add kale. I'm gonna add some basil. I'm gonna add a handful of arugula and some lemon juice, and actually I'm gonna do some lemon zest as well.
So again, this is sort of a mix and match with produce, depending on what's out there. And
Exactly.
Fresh.
Yeah, I love arugula pesto, and you can get arugula pretty much all the time now. So I just do a little zest and then olive oil, and I'm using a really light golden California olive oil that is from a local provider that I love. And so I'm just gonna blend this, and it'll become a really, really bright green color. You can leave it a little chunkier for some texture.
Yeah.
Good.
How are we doing with those? Yeah.
might be ready to flip. There we go. Some good color on there.
Oh, those are lovely.
Yeah, thank you. So these are really nice cast iron pans from Fixtures. So there you go. You can just press them down. I'll even just turn those off and just let it go while we finish this. So
there's beautiful green.
Thank you. So that's going to be the pesto sauce, and then this is our vegan cheese sauce, which is chickpea based.
Great.
There's cilantro, almonds, and raw garlic in there, and I'm going to add chickpeas. We actually will cook. These are organic chickpeas, but we will use. We'll cook chickpeas from scratch, basically.
Yeah. And if you're using the canned chickpeas, you are including the liquid in there too?
Yeah, or you can just rinse it, but when we cook them, I use the liquid that we cook the chickpeas in. So for more flavor, because I'll usually put bay leaves and maybe some chilies in there as well. So there's some dry oregano, and we're going to just put a very little pinch of curry, and then some more lemon juice in this.
Now, where'd you get the idea for this?
I did this because I did it on the truck as an alternative to the slider. Somebody wanted a vegetarian slider for a party, and so I decided that this would be a nice alternative to not quite a veggie patty, which we do veggie patties too, but I thought this was, and I loved them so much that I was like, I could just eat these on their own. So that's why I decided to do this. Okay, so... There we go. There's that.
Now this looks like something that kids would really enjoy too. It's colorful. You could make it with them.
Absolutely.
Healthy for them.
Very healthy for them. So now I'm in a plate, and I have some arugula and spinach mix, and I'm just going to take my pickling liquid for my tomatoes and kind of dress the salad a little bit.
Now, what did you pickle the tomatoes in?
So it's just this is a really simple pickle of equal parts sugar and salt, and then in a really light vinegar, I used rice wine vinegar. So we're going to do that, and then these are going to be all done. Oh, actually, I'm going to do pesto on the bottom to spread out since it's nice and chunky. So this is our almonds and mixed greens pesto, essentially. And then we're going to take these off. Lovely. Arrange them. Oh, this one got a little miffed. But that's okay. Oh, they're nice and crispy. They're great. And then we can take this vegan sauce, which my vegan friends will put in a squirt bottle and use like cheese on their nachos.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But it's very much like hummus. Only
it is.
a thinner
variety.
Yeah,
it's a thin hummus. And there you go. There's quinoa patties.
Beautiful.
Wow. Quinoa patties with pickled tomatoes, greens, and a mixed green pesto.
And is this something that you can find on the menu at Saint Germain?
This is what will be at Saint Germain's this coming month in May. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming here
and
for showing us. I can't wait till we try
thanks,
it.
Fixtures.
Thanks.